My name's Ming Ranginui. I'm a Māori artist from New Zealand. My tribe is Te Haunui-a-Pāpārangi, and I'm 24, and I studied at Massey in Wellington. In this show, I have 3 works. I've got like my tree-looking work that is called a sleigh bell. I've got like a clockwork when the clock strikes 5, and a new work that I made for this show that's called Grants and Wishes. And I usually make quite textile based, at least all these works are, yeah.
What do you think informs your practice?
Usually I'll make work about my own experiences, or whatever's going on at the time. I usually make work about stuff like that and how that relates to like maybe life and like more relatable to other people as well, not just like personal stories.
And for this body of work, you've spoken a lot about your job and like labour and work. Did you want to talk more about that in relation to the show?
Because that's like the main thing that bothers me. I'll make work about things that bother me, and my job was bothering me. I was kind of just annoyed about how much time I spend at my job and how little time I have to make art. I work in it's like a haberdashery and like an emporium, so I'm like working with fabrics every day. Yeah, so I was thinking about like labour and time and I guess materials as well, just because I work around them like for the whole day.
Yeah. And like when you, can you expand on what you mean by labour and time? Do you mean in the context of your job or like?
The labour of just working and doing that, but more like how taxing it is to have to kind of become someone else in your job.
You often reference fairy tales.
Yeah.
So I was hoping you could talk more about that.
Because they change, well actually they change a little bit over time, but they always stay like pretty relevant like now, I guess. For this, the works that I've shown mainly inspired by Cinderella, because she's like a slave in a way. And I feel like class is like a big part of Cinderella as well. You can see like the divide. I guess I also like the idea of magic and that, she has like the fairy godmother coming to save her, but it's conditional, it's only till 12, like till the clock strikes midnight. She's only got like this magic and it doesn't last for very long. Yeah, also think about like the stress of how like it runs out and how like maybe time and labour, you feel like things are running out and maybe you want to spend them on things that you actually enjoy doing. Yeah.
How do you think being Māori informs your practice and like the way that you show things?
Well, I think it like directly influences like how I experience things, like how people treat me in a way. Yeah, a lot of the work was inspired by this like thing that happened in my job where a Pākehā woman would come into my work and want to make like a korowai, like a Māori cloak, and they'd make it out of these really gaudy feathers on a trim and like these mouldy looking ribbons, and I couldn't tell them what I really thought of it because I found I was like almost complacent in the appropriation of it, which felt really awkward. So yeah, I think it's about like not having autonomy in that, like not being able to have like sovereignty over yourself and your identity. I think about that a lot. I also think like autonomy is like one of like the main things that all my work kind of has in common.
Yeah, or it feels kind of like weirdly hopeful, but in a very like contained way. Like it kind of like mirrors like fairy tales, like
yeah.
How you were saying that there's like limited resources and limited time. I feel like it is a light way to talk about really heavy things?
Because I am talking about kind of like, usually kind of sad things, not that happy things, but I like it to have like maybe like a happy disposition. Like
when you're talking about sovereignty and like labour and time, I think that's like really connected to this idea of like being Māori and I guess like artistic practice.
the way, I don't know how it comes into play with like other people perceiving me, but the way I think about being a Māori artist is more like I do it for people that look like me and maybe experience the same things as me, like because often it's like our experiences aren't really shown.
I guess like lastly, can we talk about the one that you made for the show?
So I had an opportunity to make a new piece of work for this show, and I really wanted to make like a wand, almost a continuation of my previous work about Cinderella. And yeah, I wanted to make a wand because it was like reflective and like silvery and yeah, shiny. But the work is titled Grants and Wishes. So when I was making that work, I was thinking about like arts grants, like and how maybe that's kind of like our one opportunity as artists to be paid for our work or our labour in making work. But I was also thinking about how also like how you're only granted 3 wishes or you only have magic till like midnight. And yeah, I guess I was thinking about magic and like how when we're really desperate we'll like cling on to like some sort of like, hopefully a miracle will happen or something like that.